Well, good morning. It's been a weird couple days. It's Tuesday. I have had our friend in town was last week. They left Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I want to say. Yep, they left Thursday. Then both of the kids actually got a little sick, and yeah. So in my first video about the small business life, I'm sorry. Let me move my camera around. Sorry. I talked a little bit about trying to keep it unedited and raw, and I'm still learning to keep my gear with me because I'm not really used to vlogging. And so I left my Sony and stuff at work, and then I was gonna grab my older camera that I gave to my son and just take that in the truck today, but I didn't. So here I am on my phone. Anyways, my hair is a mess, and it's been a little bit late start because yesterday I stayed home with my daughter. She's feeling a little bit better, but we kept her home from school today, so we're gonna probably just bring her into the shop. Definitely running late today. I'm gonna go get my hair cut. First, I just wanted to show you something. Or actually, before I show you something, I know everyone, kind of the YouTube thing is the Vlogmas, and it's kind of weird because I said I didn't want it to be a vlog or whatever, but I'm going to try to post more during the December thing. Maybe I'll tag it Vlogmas so people will see it, because I don't know, I'm trying to get views, right? But there is some stuff to get into today. I do want to talk some more business stuff, but I wanted to be real life and all that. And so I wanted to kind of give you a look on where I live. Right now, I am in Safeway parking lot. I grabbed me a coffee. Got my Starbucks. We have one Starbucks here. We also have a Walmart. We have a Safeway. And so I'm gonna turn around and show you my Safeway, and then we'll be right back. And then we'll go get my hair cut. I'll probably come back. We'll talk a little bit more, depending on if my wife and daughter are there. I'll try to figure out where I'm gonna set up. Today, I'm gonna try to get out some online orders that we got through Woodlands. I actually maybe take you to the Woodlands store here so you can kind of see what everything entails. And then I got to print a few things that we didn't have in stock. I have the blanks, but I didn't have them on the store shelves. Try to get those done today. By this afternoon, we're hoping to get approval on the voter booklets that we do for one of our clients. You guys will kind of see that whole process. That's all digital printing. And then I wanted to talk a little bit more about running and just business tips, what I thought you could do. Last episode kind of talked about getting an LLC. What do you do once you get an LLC? What do you do once you've started your business? How do you start expanding your business? And I'm sorry for a little bit of camera shake. Don't have anything really to hold my phone well. So yeah, what do you do? You got your LLC, you have your idea. How do you start making yourself ready to sustainably grow? What is the steps? And it took us a long time to get to these points. And I think if I was somebody who was watching somebody else or learning stuff about businesses or learning how they got to the point, these are things I think I would want to know. I think that they would have helped us a lot sooner. Even if we weren't using them right away, I feel like it is good tips to just have in your back pocket. We'll go into that. Anyways, first I'm going to show you Safeway. I kind of want to show you where I live. We do live on an island in Alaska. It's not raining right now. Luckily, it was raining a lot last night. And so yeah, let's get to that because I've already wasted 4 minutes. And yeah, let's get on the day. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera around. So there's our Safeway. And I would say that our Safeway is unlike any other Safeway. Most of the United States, at least. I don't know. Maybe there's other cool Safeways like this. I always think that this is like one of the coolest things about Safeways. I can pull up, have my coffee. Because I live on an island, I can just sit here with an ocean front view, watch the boats go by. You can see the other cars parked. That's our town down there. That's downtown. You can't see Deer Mountain, but that's going, if you look straight in the middle to the left of the boat, here I'll point, If you look right there, someone's pulling in. Oh, blocking my view. Yeah, right where that antenna is now. Yeah, there he is. Literally right where the antenna is. That is going south back to the lower 48 over here. If you look right here, the other set of mountains right there, that is Annette Island. That's where Metlakatla is. If you go to see any of our other videos, we actually go over there quite often, do videos and photos and all that. And there's the boat going to fish, what I want to be doing right now. Gosh darn it. All right. I will not cut that out because that is hilarious. And you got all the seagulls and stuff. And so, yeah, it's a pretty typical December day. We had a storm last night, so we have a little break in the storm. And actually, if you want to know, I'll scoot over here. Oh, there's a cart sitting out there. But over on this island, right over this way to the left, that's where our airplanes take off. You have to actually go across to get there. So, little tidbit. Oh, sorry for the shaky. I'm going to go ahead and eat my breakfast sandwich, drink my coffee, and go get a haircut. I'll see you back shortly. Look at that, looking human again. I wish I had more volume in my hair. I could do something cooler. Last time I kind of had it a little wild, but I don't know, it doesn't have the same feel as when I got it done down in San Diego. Yeah, San Diego barbershop is totally different than our local one. But you know, the cool thing is I know the guy who does my hair. We get to talk. It's fun. Little chats. He cleaned me up around my sides, and I probably got to go home and shave a little bit, but looking better. Okay, so haircut's done. Had my coffee. I'm almost done with my coffee. Oh, and you can see an old one back there. I need to clean the truck. Why don't we go check out Woodlands? You know, we haven't done that. Let me show you what it's like having two businesses. It's where we live, the winter's a little slow, so it's probably not going to be super busy in there, but you can kind of see where our products go, some of our products, and just, yeah, kind of check out what it's like. And I'm bringing you along to see, yeah, both businesses. And then we'll get into the day. I'm gonna go, I got paper to unload, I got things to do. We'll set up the camera, we'll talk a little bit more, and yeah. Again, I appreciate everyone who's watched the first video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. I'm really trying to get to that 1,000. I'm almost at 300. I've gotten a couple videos that I've done pretty well, but I'm really just trying to get more content out, and I still have tons of ideas I'm planning on recording. Again, the hard thing for me is that I have to also run the businesses because I'm not making anything on YouTube. And yeah, so anyways, sorry for my camera movement. Let's get on with the day. Enough of me chatting, and let's go check out Woodlands real quick. This is the only tunnel that you actually drive over something, under something, and around something. So right now, our roads are over water. We drive under the mountain, and we drive around the mountain, and then on the other side you go around. So getting ready to pull up to Woodlands here. Let's yeah, let's go check it out. Here's another good view of what we get to look at every day. Okay, so let's pull in. Sorry for my incoherent thoughts. All right, so Woodlands is our store right there. You can kind of see the sign. There we go. Park. Let's go on in. So pretty much we design and print all this stuff, and we get a couple of specific shirts, and my wife designs it, and we print it all in town. And, you know, we've done some sweatpants, we do hoodies, we do t-shirts, and now we're working on our own design lines to try to take it more of a brand and blend with more of the graphic side too. So I'm working on a jacket. My wife is going to be working on some stuff for women's. I think we're kind of taking on the men's and women's. We've been a lot of unisex. And yeah, we're just, you know, I mean, we've been doing this business for 4 years, and we're really trying to grow this year into next year. This is a new design we just did. Just, you know, simple 2-color print, but we have a huge fishing industry here. If you looked out at the water, you could tell. We also did this one over the summer, towards the end of summer. We also did the hat. We do all of our own lasering and all of our own hats too. And you know, I don't know if I've ever done a straight walkthrough of the shop for North Creative, but I will do that. We got Nevaeh there, are making noise. So we got this one, which is Saltwater Spirit. It has a design on the back too. We just did this one, Weather the Storm. And this one we actually won a 3rd place medal in our state design competition. So that's pretty cool. We also took gold home for one of our videos we did. And let me see, here's the back of the Weather the Storm one. There we go. So just a quick tour of Woodlands, what we do. It's not a huge space. I think we got about 600 to 800 square feet up here in the front. We've done more kids collection stuff. And then we just kind of do stuff for the holidays, and then we'll move back in and kind of restage it for the rest of the year once holidays are over. And yeah, so my wife does all the buying with our manager, and then I do all the printing. We do all the hats. We do all the beanies. Let's see. I don't know if I have any out, but like I do calendars. Oh yeah, here we go. The magnets. The magnets are all of our photos and designs. I print and do all the postcards in-house at North Creative. We designed them all, printed them all. My calendar, I print. I've been wanting to do a book, but yeah, so this is Woodlands. This is our second business, and we also are online, so if anybody wants to check us out, it's woodlandsclothing.com. And I'm going to flip the camera back around 1 second. A little bit of backstory. We found this place in February 2020. We found this place in February 2020. It needed a ton of work. There was nothing in here. The floors weren't level. We're actually on pilings. And the owner did the leveling of the floor and everything. We built the countertop. We helped do the floors. We did all the lighting. We did the whole wall, both walls. We did all the shelving. And the whole reason we kind of did this was because, well, there was 2 reasons. We were sitting on a ton of inventory that we had bought because we weren't printing ourselves. Originally, we were using another person in town. That was always kind of our spiel, was locally printed. We took over printing about 2 years ago. And after the event we did, we were sitting on a ton of garments, thought we would sell them online. Of course, that didn't happen. And we found this place. And if you look outside, I could show you, but there's another sign, the North Creative sign. And originally, the printer was back there, our big digital printer. We had installed back there. We stayed there for about a year, and then we moved to our other building, which is just around the corner. We outgrew the space. Once we started to do screen printing, I didn't have any room for it. And so originally this was like a dual kind of thing. We would have the store, and then we would have the printing in the back. And so the printing ran good. We've done all sorts of printing. We're still trying to grow that. I'm doing web to print stuff. I can link that below too. So if you have anything you need printed, I'll print it. It's easy, it's great. And yeah, so I want to head back to North Creative. Let's get this thing going. I'm probably gonna get off my phone, switch to my camera, and all my shakiness. I'm not used to holding this thing, so bear with me. But yeah, this is our retail store. So if you're looking for any holiday gifts or, you know, just to support a small business that you found on YouTube, go ahead, and I'll leave the link in the description, as well as the link for the web to print stuff. And, you know, sometimes you got to plug yourself, right? You can't always be humble. You got to tell people what you do and try to get them to spend money, and, you know, try to get them to spend money locally or with other small businesses, and not with, you know, big businesses like Amazon. And don't get me wrong, we all need Amazon. I need Amazon. There's lots of stuff I can't get here. I only have a Walmart. I can't get a lot of things. But everything I can get, I try to get. Not necessarily always at Walmart. I try to support who I can. Yeah. So I'm gonna get back to the shop. Here looks good, not too bad. Better doing this right-handed. So shook her up. You got to kind of shake up the toner, break it down, line up the two things with that, and give her a go. This thing moves around as it spins, so that's why it's not in the same spot. And close her up. Let's do a thing. Now adjusting. I should be back rock and rolling. Magenta toner is probably gonna run out soon, but all right, back to printing. Well, so much for switching to my other camera. As you can see, Spring will hate me, but the desk is kind of a mess. Let's turn this way. There we go. Let's see. There we go. You can see all of our design wall, all of our hats that we need to get done. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't really know where I wanted to go with this. I just kind of wanted to show you some of the things we did. You know, if you've watched any of the other videos, you can see that we do a lot of screen printing for Woodlands. It's gonna be a little quiet. There'll probably be more stuff to record. My camera is dead and needs to charge, so I'm just gonna use the phone for today. It is what it is, right? That's why we have iPhone 15s, because they're supposedly good. Anyways, let's get into the business tip. So you got your LLC. Sorry, it's Tuesday, but it's like Monday for me, because even though I was doing stuff at home and kind of working from home yesterday, I was also taking care of the kids. And so, yeah, and the morning's already kind of gone. That's part of running a business, right? Your day can get sucked up. Like I can't do haircuts in the evening because I live about 7 miles north of town, and it's just a lot of running around. It takes a lot of time. But I got to go get my kids at a certain time. My daughter's still not in school today. She's with my wife, and she had to go to the DMV because they're getting ready to leave next month to go. We're trying to finalize all the stuff we've got in our booth. Hopefully we get a number soon for the Dallas market. We're trying to open up wholesale on some of our stuff. And, you know, we're also working on designing each our own kind of collection, which is going to take some time. We've also been working with our main supplier, Independent, who we do a lot of stuff with. We're trying to do our own shirt, which is similar to what we are using right now, but we're going to embellish it with our own logo, our own tags, stuff like that. So when we get them, we just have to print them, and you know, it'll just feel more like a brand. And that's what we're working on. That's what our goal for 2024 is. And setting goals for your business is important. You know, sometimes you don't hit very many of them, and sometimes you hit goals that you don't even set and they just kind of play out. But I think trying to have a roadmap is good. It's just like anything. You know, some things may not always be good. I was never good with a business plan. I always felt like a business plan is for a startup who's going to a bank or investors or whatever. I feel like if you kind of have to sink or swim sometimes, you find that desire to do it. Like when we started the business, we were pregnant with our second son. We had been working on another company, and for the most part, it was a pretty okay situation. The main thing for us is that he kept saying he wanted to sell. We put a lot of time into it, and then he kind of backed out of it, and things just kind of got weird. You know, if you know, you know. But most people, I'm guessing, they're watching probably don't know, and I won't get into much more of that. It's been 8 going on 9 years now. I mean, it is what it is. It's worked out for us, but the reality is when we started, we did not have a very big cushion. We had about $6,000 in savings. We had just bought a house. We were pregnant with our second kid, and this is our story. This is raw. This is real. And so, you know, I mean. But then again, I was literally watching CNBC make it on YouTube from a year ago from a company called Pink Lily or whatever. And they, even to this day, after making all this money, or when they started to expand, they only had $10,000 in the bank for their rainy day fund. And that's about average. I mean, if you're lucky. And really we just had a couple lucky paychecks to be able to save that away. We really had no overhead. We had been working to get our basement done, but even then it was like we started in the bedroom. Like we were literally a bedroom company, and we finally landed a decent client to do web design work. And at the time, you know, we thought the price that we were charging was fair. You know, obviously that's not a price we would charge today, just because of all the work that goes into stuff like web design specifically. And so once we did that, we were like, hey, we're a real business now. You know, and we got calls like right away. We were doing stuff right away, and people heard about us right away because my wife was from here, and we had spent time building up our reputation, and people knew us. And you know, we just realized it's either this or what are we going to do? And I think sometimes when you have that mentality, or when you set your mind to do that specific thing and there's no other choice, you're not going to fail. I mean, I can't say you're not going to fail, because that would be, no one knows for sure. But I think that you have a different mindset. You can go write business plans. You can get all sorts of money. You can find investors and do those things. And sometimes those things work, and sometimes, I don't know, people may just not have the drive. Like, I mean, you see it all the time, right? And I think for us, we just knew with one kid, a second kid on the way, our house, this was it. We were doing it. And we did. I mean, it's, you know, not to say that it hasn't had its ups and downs. It does. But we did it, and we've you know, been able to pay our bills. We've been able to take trips and make memories with our kids. We've been able to continually grow the business. I mean, we didn't start with this machine. We didn't start with that machine. I mean, all this stuff took years to build. We got this machines last year to start doing to do stickers. That was 7 years after being in business. We're almost done with the printer. I think we have 1.5 years left of that on a 5-year loan that we got. We got that in the pandemic, but we knew to continue to grow and do what we wanted to do. Those were choices we had to make and debt we had to bring on. But it also adds assets to your value. It allows you to eventually go back to the bank and do different things. And that's what leads me to my next kind of thing I would do if I was starting my business today. Get yourself a Duns and Bradstreet number. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a social security number for your business. So you have your LLC, you register for your Duns and Bradstreet number. You can get it really quick. I don't remember if it costs or not. Don't quote me on that. It's been a long time since we've gotten ours. Then go to a place like Uline. Uline is very easy. They want to have people on 30 days. You go, you set up an account, you apply for a 30-day account, You use your Duns and Bradbury. Sometimes you may have to sign stuff as a personal guarantor. That's just kind of how it is when you start businesses, because people are still going to want somebody to be responsible at the time. Now, as you grow your business, you can start removing yourself as a guarantor and removing yourself from the liability. That's part of what having an LLC is for. But normally it's going to be that way for a bit. So get yourself a Duns and Bradbury number, go to Uline, set yourself up a net 30 account. You could do this for anything, any supplies. Uline has almost anything you can think of as supplies for a business. Or if you know another account that's easy to do, go set it up. Just get a couple orders going, start paying it off as quick as you can. And then just keep building that credit. And then as you get bigger, you can do other things. If you're running your business from your home base, figure out how much you can deduct on that. Just start using the tools you have in front of you and build that credit. So that way, if you do grow, you are already ahead of the game. You don't have to worry. Like for us, when we tried to get the printer, we had no credit. We had nothing. We were all a cash-based business. We had no cash flow. I mean, we had cash flow, but it wasn't like how we manage the business now. And don't be afraid of building debt responsibly, because it will get you more assets. It will get you to the things you need. And that's part of growing a business. At some point, you're going to get to a point where you're mostly debt free. Like we took on a lot more debt in the pandemic than we did ever before then. But now most of that stuff is going to be paid off. It'll be just making you money. Your return of investment will be good. And a lot of these machines and stuff are going to last for a lot longer than your 5 years. I mean, unless you're running it super hard or printing millions of copies a month, it's going to last a long time. Okay. I did the video in slow-mo. What an idiot. And then the phone rang again. So, okay, recap. Get yourself your LLC, get yourself a Duns and Bradbury number, and get yourself a net 30 account. Uline is usually the easiest to set up. Try to keep that cash flow. Even if you want to just pay it off right away after you've put your order in to kind of build your credit, just do that. Just know that when you build your LLC, you have your personal credit, you have your business credit. You can build your business credit separate than your personal credit and just continue to separate your liability, right? One of the disadvantages of being a sole proprietor is that all your assets, all your business assets are attached to you. We can get into holding companies and hierarchy of how you could do stuff as you continue to grow. These are things that we're just starting to learn about. But for now, just continuing to separate yourself and your business is always a good thing. And I think it helps you as you try to disconnect from the business. I mean, we were very good at it until the pandemic, and then it's kind of been hit or miss, and sometimes we just have jobs that you have to get done. And here's another thing. If you think that it's always going to be a 9 to 5, maybe it will be for you. Every business is different, but as you grow, depending on how many people you have and your manpower and stuff and who can do certain things, the more you grow, the more demands that people have, the less time you have, the more time you may spend getting jobs done. And so it's not always going to be 9 to 5. It's not going to be easy peasy all the time. Sometimes it's a grind. Sometimes you're going to question yourself. Sometimes you're going to wonder why you even started a business. That's just anything. Starting YouTube, you may see like an exponential growth. You may not. Then you question. I mean, we all do it. My Fujifilm video is at 16,000 views. That's like unheard of. I never thought I would get that many views. I got good watch time. Didn't get a lot of subscribers. So again, subscribe, please. But I got the views. And then you do something that doesn't have the same amount of views, or you do something that you would think would get the same amount of views and doesn't. And it makes you question things sometimes. And that's why you have to like just sort of disconnect yourself from that. Disconnect yourself from the feelings of YouTube. Just put out the content, move on. One thing may hit, one thing may flop. And and it's all part of it. And trust me, we do it all the time. It's hard. As you continue to grow and you have good months and then you don't have good months, it really plays with you. It's hard not to, especially when you're dedicated to your small business. I'm talking low. I got the kids in. We're trying to get this job going. As you can see, this pitch black out, but part of running the business, right? Wife and kids are almost done. We're about to leave. I'm gonna try to at least get 200 printed. It's gonna get loud. Let's turn back around. I'll show you what the next, how the booklet kind of comes out. So paper gets fed into the machine, that prints it, comes through here, it checks for registration, comes into our saddle stitch unit. You can hear it going right now. You can hear my son too. And it'll eventually come out right here. And then once we're in full production, it'll come all the way out. And I'll show you that once we get into full production. So finished printing. It's doing its slight edge trimming. It's gonna come in, stapled it, and it's gonna do the 4-edge trim, joop, joop, and spit it out. There we go. Now we'll check it. That looks pretty good. And there's always gonna be a slight little variance. I could push that back more, but I think that's actually really good. So, and I'll check measurements and we should hopefully be good to rock and roll. Okay, I'll speak up. I was really trying to just use my other camera, but it still hasn't charged. I'm going on Adorama as soon as dinner's over, getting new battery chargers. I think I lost mine in San Diego. And I'm not being good vlogging. A couple things. It has been a day. Every time I feel like I got into one little segment, my phone would die, something else would come up, but I got a lot of content. I was hoping to edit tonight and get it off while this was printing, but I'm gonna go do dinner. It's already 7. I got 500 sent to the printer, which is not gonna get all done tonight. I got stickers running. I'll probably come back and run some more stickers. Usually don't like to do these late nights, but with our timeline of being Friday to get all these out, it's kind of out of our control because there's bylaws, and it just makes everything really tight because we have to get approvals, we have to get, you know, there's just a lot of moving parts. And stickers sound like they're done, so hopefully nope, maybe it's registering. And so I talked about a few things. I went to go get my son, and I was doing a little segment of that. Phone died. So yeah, I'm gonna get to it and finish it up, go eat some dinner. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again. I appreciate all the support. Like, subscribe to the video. We love you all. Comment, whatever. I don't got anything else. I'm just rambling on. Later.